Welcome back. A stranded yacht that became an eyesore on the St. Croix River is now out of the water nearly a year after it was shipwrecked. It's thanks to four men fed up with the sight on Beer Can Island near Hudson, Wisconsin. Ian Russell explains how they helped Sweet Destiny find a new future.
On the banks of the St. Croix River, natural beauty is everywhere. But for nearly the past year,
kind of an eyesore and a poor reflection on our community.
Ugliness has continued to grow.
It was disappointing that it just wasn't taken care of sooner.
For Dave Jarvis and his father Gordy, Beer Can Island is a constant neighbor to the river cruise business just across the St. Croix. But this neighbor has had a horrible tenant, and one they say definitely wasn't helping the neighborhood.
Environmentally wise, it was starting to cause some problems.
For months, a 54-foot boat named Sweet Destiny had been sinking into the sand on the island, stuck after Gordy and Dave say the owner got in over their head.
You know, he was young and frankly just made a mistake.
Call it destiny then that sweet neighbors like Dave and Gordy were there and fed up with the decaying state of that boat.
Departing Beer Can Island right now with that sunken 54-foot blue water.
Partnering up with Wayne and Josh from River City Welding in Red Wing, the group removed the boat themselves last week.
It was just time to say, you know, let's get it cleaned up and make it good for the whole community.
Fish and clams had made homes inside the boat, the interior and engines destroyed.
It's in really rough shape.
An anonymous donor gave Wayne $5,000 to remove the boat, now stored down the river in Hager City, Wisconsin.
He made a mistake, and so we just bailed that mistake out.
It's not exactly clear what will happen to the boat, but fixing it won't be cheap.
Who would have done it, right? It was just kind of the right thing to do.
A sweet destiny thanks to neighbors for a bitter problem. You know, that anonymous person gave Wayne that $5,000 to get that boat off the island, but it's not actually that simple or that cheap to do something like that. Dave and Gordy told me if Wayne had charged actually for what this would cost to get that out, it's north of $25,000. On the banks of the St. Croix River tonight, I'm Ian Russell, KARE 11 News.
With a wave of the hands, high school band directors are used to being in control. But this school year, a band director in New Hope was left to deal with something completely beyond his control. And in this case, it was his band that stepped up to help lead him through the struggle.
And go now.
Like songs, school years have beginnings. But no one can predict in the fall the stanzas that will follow.
A beloved band director and his wife were killed in a car crash on Friday.
Richard Hahn directed the Forest Lake High School Band for 29 years, during which he inspired
1 and 2.
His son.
Ready and go. And one of my earliest memories of my father is being on his shoulders while he walked through his marching band.
Marcus Hahn and the Cooper High School Band had the day off school last fall as his parents drove to a funeral, entered this intersection, and were hit by a dump truck.
They were his best friends.
Jennifer Hahn is Marcus's wife.
Well, my dad never missed a concert.
During college in Minnesota and Nevada,
They always showed up.
Marcus's mom, Jeanette, had been a middle school choir director.
When I had my first job at Triton High School in southern Minnesota, my parents drove the hour and a half and the hour and a half back for every concert.
He called his dad every day on the way home from work to talk about what they were playing, ways to inspire the kids.
It was a couple weeks into our season.
Vandy's Gabe Cummings, DJ Cannon.
Instant tears, honestly.
And Kendall Karskadden.
Yeah.
New son and father were close.
He would talk about him in band a lot.
Every day.
The best relationship, father and son relationship I've ever seen. Just father and mother, just by far.
So they got busy.
We wore gold ribbons in honor of his parents because they love the U. The football players even, they were wearing gold stickers on their helmets.
They showed up to the wake. I remember looking over there and seeing just a line of my students starting to walk through the door.
There were some tears that were shed from everyone.
A lot of tears by everybody.
He was shocked.
But Jennifer's husband was also reminded.
Yeah.
Band is family.
Forest Lake High School going through the Tournament of Roses in '87.
Dad
He's right down here.
and son.
I traveled with them to the '92 tournament. I was 6 years old. He made a bed for me in the aisle of the bus. He's my grandfather.
Marcus's grandpa.
This is a plaque.
A band director, too.
Off of his office. I'm the third Mr. Hahn.
And now a fourth generation. 3-year-old Shelby is also showing interest. She learned this from her grandma, Jeanette.
She was so close to them.
I would love for her to develop the same musical appreciation that my parents instilled in me.
Appreciation for music.
This is our spring concert.
And family.
Seniors, all of you should have a boutonniere.
And somehow, even this school year.
I told Dad in September that I just got a great group of 3 bands. And I really mean it.
And now, their final full band appearance, with Shelby keeping beat where her grandparents should have also been sitting.
I definitely believe they're smiling down.
Smiling down and appreciating the finale. The same Battle Hymn of the Republic that ended every school concert directed by Marcus's dad, conducted with his dad's baton. Like songs, school years also have endings. Unless
You've done good.
they touch our hearts.
Stella, you've done such a good job this year.
When that happens, songs and school years stay with us
I was so nervous.
I know!
for life.
Part of it, that's part of it. You did so well.
Thank you.
Boyd Hooper, Carol 11 News,
Oh, nice job.
New Hope.
Yeah. Oh, I noticed things.
Stick with us. More news and weather's coming up after the break.